AITA for demanding my parking permit back after my roommate gave it to her friend. I live with a roommate in an apartment complex where parking is strictly permit only. Each apartment gets 2 permits, one for me and one for her. If a car is parked in the resident lot at day-night without a permit, it really can get towed. This isn't just empty threat, and cars have already been towed here. My permit is usually in a small tray by the door BC. I sometimes switch it between my car and my work rental. Last Saturday, I came home after my shift and couldn't find the permit. At first I thought I dropped it in the car, but then I texted my roommate to ask if she'd seen it. She replied that she gave it to her friend for night. I was shocked. I asked why she gave away my permit specifically, and why she didn't text me. She said she thought I'd be staying at my parents' place overnight as usual, and the permit was just lying there, and she used her very own one for her car. But I hadn't told her I wouldn't be home and why she did take something not hers. I told her she had to return the permit right away. She replied that they had already left for dinner downtown, and it would be super awkward to ask her to come back. Then she suggested I park at the grocery store until morning. I refused. Drunk people are usually passing there and can easily hit car act. I told her I wouldn't risk my car because she'd disposed of my property without asking. In the end, they came back 40 minutes later, handed over the permit, and looked annoyed. I said sorry, explained why I needed that permit, and that my roommate handed it without even asking me anything. My roommate now saying that I'd made a big deal out of a Samuel favor and humiliated her in front of a good friend. Maybe I could have think of other options, but it bothers me that my parking permit and risk of getting towed or smashed became something she could just do with as she pleased, simply because she decided I wouldn't be there. AITA? My husband got arrested for a bunch of serious offenses, and I feel like an actual idiot. I don't really want to say too much in case this somehow affects the case. I didn't know that when you get arrested, you don't immediately get charged with the crimes and sentenced. No, his court date isn't for some time. There were no signs, absolutely none. Yes, we were well off, but he had a very good job in finance, so I figured it made sense, and I didn't ask too much because why the hell would I? You buy me a designer bag, I'm not too fussed on how much it cost you. All I got was a call from the police asking me to come in when I got out of work, and the next thing I know, I'm being questioned for hours about my husband, and if I knew about what he was doing. They didn't think I did because of the surveillance they had done, but now was my chance to talk. It was then they told me they'd arrested him for a bunch of shit. Possession of drugs with intent to supply them, possession of prohibited firearms, ammunition, criminal property. Some other stuff I don't even remember. Racket something. AITA, what the fuck? What the fuck? I thought the most interesting thing he did was play golf and get drunk sometimes. I had no idea. I had no fucking idea. He kept them in OUR house. Under floorboards, and his home office I never really went into. It makes me feel insane, and I was so sure they were wrong. When they finally let me speak to him, I was bawling my eyes out telling him what they told me, and I was all ready for him to say, "Don't worry, it's wrong, I'm innocent." Instead, he starts listing people I need to call and tell this about, and the name of a very specific lawyer I have to call, and not to say anything to the police about anything. So he's guilty. Right? I mean, duh, they found all of it, but he's guilty of what? Being in a gang? The mafia. Is that even a thing anymore? He's 32 years old. I have known him since we were 24, and now I feel like I never knew him at all. And everyone ever in my life is asking me all of these questions. But I can't tell them anything, because my husband told me not to. And none of his friends, if they're even real at this point, are talking to me other than telling me I'll be okay and they'll look after me. It feels like I'm in a movie or a dream. Maybe to my friends it does look that way, and I do get that. It's all very dangerous and exciting from their perspective, but from mine I'm having panic attacks and flip-outs and crying sessions every day. I'm scared and confused and worried, and I just don't know what to do other than keep my mouth shut. I had to vent somewhere, so here it is. My mom has secretly been ruining all my relationships, and I only figured it out recently. I'm 26F, and I still live close to home BC. My parents are older, and I help them out a lot. Me and my mom have always been super close, honestly, maybe too close. Like she was basically my best friend growing up. She always used to say stuff like, "Men leave eventually, family stays," and I never thought much of it before. Now it sounds kind of weird when I think about it. I've had 3 serious relationships, and all of them ended almost the same way. The guy would slowly start acting distant, get annoyed over little things, say I was too emotionally attached or stressful to deal with, then break up with me. And honestly, I blamed myself for a long time, BC. I know I can get attached kinda hard. My mom was always the one comforting me after every breakup too, saying I deserved better and stuff. My last boyfriend, Aaron, was different though. We dated almost 2 years, and we're talking about moving in together. My mom acted supportive, but she'd say little things, sometimes like, "Don't move too far away," or "Men change once they get comfortable." Small comments, but enough to stick in your head. Then Aaron started acting weird too. He'd randomly ask if I was upset with him when I wasn't, or he'd say stuff like, Why do you tell your family all this negative stuff about me? I genuinely had no idea what he was talking about. Turns out my mom had been texting and calling him sometimes, just checking in. At first he thought it was sweet BC, my family is really friendly in general. But then she slowly started telling him things like I wasn't fully happy, that I thought he was immature sometimes, that I complained he lacked ambition, that I felt trapped in the relationship. None of it was true B2. The creepiest part is she kept telling him not to mention their conversations to me. BC, she didn't want to start drama. When he finally showed me the texts, I actually felt sick reading them. BC, the way she wrote everything sounded so believable. Like if I was him, I probably would have believed her too. I confronted her and she immediately started crying, like full breakdown crying. She kept saying she was just trying to protect me. BC, men always leave eventually. Then she said, I just don't want to end up alone. And AITA, why, but that part messed me up the most. After that, I reached out to one of my exes, and after an awkward conversation, he admitted she used to message him too. Same exact thing. Little comments here and there, slowly putting ideas in his head over time. Nothing dramatic enough where someone would instantly realize what was happening. Just enough to slowly ruin the relationship. I still talk to my mom and everything, but now I feel weird all the time around her. And the worst part is she actually is a good mom in a lot of ways. She sacrificed a lot for me growing up, supported me through everything, always cared about me. But now, every time I think about crying to her after my breakups, I keep wondering if she secretly helped cause them in the first place.